having a law class today, talking about recognizing your enemy. All right. Can I get a reader to get me Matthew 24 and 24? I said reader.
Shalom. Yahanna, young man Willie checking in.
Matter of fact, who's all on the line I haven't talked to yet? Young man Willie. What's going on, warrior?
Shalom. Shalom, Lord in Christ, and Sister Tiffany.
Sister Tiffany. All right.
Shalom, Yahanna, young man Xavier.
Young man Xavier. All right. Anybody else? I got Brenda, Ryan, Willie, Tiffany, and Xavier.
Shalom, Most High in Christ. Sister Shanae calling you.
Sister Shanae. All right. All right, that's everybody.
Lord Christ,
Trooper Gashan. All right. That's everybody?
It's the Lord Yahanna,
Young man Kevian. What's going on, warrior? I can't complain, can't complain. All right. That's everybody? All right. All right, somebody give me Matthew 24 and 24. Say, come, I'm calm when you got it. All right, go ahead.
Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 24. For there shall arise false Christ and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Okay. Who can tell me what the basics of that scripture is saying? All right, go ahead.
It's just stating that like you gonna have like false prophets, like you gonna have. They go back to the scripture with the wheat and the tares, like how the general just explained it. I think last Thursday, right? Where you gonna have like you gonna have people in the midst, but in the end you gonna realize that, you know what I'm saying? Like they really weren't who they claim to be. They were false.
Okay. That's good, that's good. Now, what you think is the most important part of that scripture right there? 3 words. All right, the most important part you want to hear right there where it says, if it were possible. So what you want to get from that is, if you in the truth and you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments the way you're supposed to, and you stand strong in it, you're not going to be deceived by different signs and wonders. Because in these times that we in right now, we're going to see a lot of different things that's going to throw us off. And we got to recognize that how the enemy works and what things they're going to be doing to get you thrown off the path. And you want it to be where you cannot be deceived and understanding and not trying to overthink it, and basically understanding by you following these laws and staying in the body that you're going to be able to get through all the stuff that you're about to see in the near future. All right? Now, go ahead.
Could we precept Matthew 24 and 24 with 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9 and 10?
Read that for me.
Con out of one con. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Exactly. That's a good precept right there. That's exactly what's going on. Is that they're gonna sing, these pastors and these movie stars and even these politicians sometimes seems like they have this ultimate blessing on them, and that's what our people have to understand exactly what a blessing is, and you gotta understand what the purpose of the law is. And that's the main thing we want to look at from the very beginning of what threw off Adam and Eve. That was the purpose of the Most High coming on Adam and bringing him the law, was to make him separate from everybody else around him, right? So we want to look at the law as something very simple to help you govern a whole nation. You want to take away the Christianity out of the laws and, like I said, not overthink it. All right? Can you get somebody to give me John 5 and 3?
Shalakia.
All right, go ahead.
How about Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah? This is young man Quentin checking in.
Young man Quentin, all right.
You Tawab, sir?
I'm Tawab. You doing all right, Warrior?
Tawab, sir. I'm well.
All right. Let me know when somebody got John 5 and 3.
Cut out of one cuz,
All right, go ahead.
The book of John, chapter 5, verse 3. Like, in these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of blind.
Oh, so Salak, my bad. 1 John 5 and 3.
Chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
All right, can somebody tell me what grievous means?
Go
ahead.
Grievous means that they aren't difficult. They aren't hard, difficult to do.
Exactly. So a lot of times people are overthink, and main times, a lot of times, especially in Christianity or the conscious community, you want to overlook stuff to fit your own lusts. If you look at it for as simple as it is and you follow it, it's going to be a lot easier for you. Sometimes people are trying to make things fit their life. Like you hear a lot of Christians sometimes say, I got my personal Jesus, or God knows my heart, and all that kind of crap. You don't want to look at it. You want to understand that he didn't make it hard to do. It's hard because of what's going on in the world. And if you understand that man in his raw form just would not naturally follow the laws on his own. We would not just do this stuff on our own without having this in scripture. We weren't doing it before we came in the truth. But we came in the truth, we was doing what we wanted to do. Yeah, every now and then, we wouldn't go kill no brother or do stuff like that if we didn't want to. But for the most part, we was not in the body and understanding what the Most High really wanted from us. Some of the stuff we don't mind doing. Some of the stuff we don't want to do. You know, and that's not. And the thing is, you want to make sure you staying close to the Most High. Now, a good example of that, of knowing and that we won't do it on our own. Somebody give me Genesis 2 and 21. Say, come when you got it.
I got it for you.
All right, go ahead.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 21. And the Lord Yahweh caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam.
All right, stop right there. Stop right there. Now, why do y'all think that he caused a deep sleep on Adam? Go ahead.
Because Adam was busy working.
Nah. Anybody else?
Yes, sir. Is it so that Adam wouldn't know what he was doing?
Oh, that's close to it. But like, what you think the Most High? What was the reason for him feeling like he needed to put a sleep on him?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, young man, Kevin.
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead, young man, Willie.
I'm going to yield this load of my. This young man, Quinn, if I'm not mistaken, in the time that he was putting him to sleep, he was preparing him for his rib.
Right. That's correct. That's correct. So go ahead and finish that scripture for me. We'll get the answer from that. Go ahead.
Is it because it's an add-on? It's an add-on. It's an add-on, or you may quit saying this because like if Adam knew, then the Lord probably wouldn't wanna. It probably wouldn't work the way the Lord. I hate. I don't want to say it like that. But is it? Just like it. I don't know how to put it in words.
No, it's okay. I think y'all close to it. Let's go ahead and let's finish that scripture out, and we'll get the answer from it. Go ahead and finish reading.
God out of one God.
And
he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof.
Okay, so when he say he closed the flesh up thereof, we all know that means he took a woman of his own nation. It didn't really mean took a rib out. We know the breakdown on that one. If you don't, let me know. We'll break it down. But when he did that, he said he took a woman of his own nation. So for the Most High to need to put a sleep on him, that means that Adam wouldn't have done that on his own. See, most time with the Black, Hispanic, and Native American, man, we've always had this demon that we have to fight on of dealing with women of other nations. And that was a purpose of him putting that sleep on him so he wouldn't pay attention to what he's doing. It's kind of similar to you like just basically running up on a female, you just kind of in your mode and not paying attention to what's going on, and then you and her together. I know I don't know when that ever happened to, so yes, that can happen a lot when you out and not paying attention to things. You can just end up meeting somebody, talking to them, and just something natural that just happened. So that's what happened with the Most High right there with Adam, because he wouldn't have chose this woman of his race on his own. So that's something that you can notice in the Black community, that especially like in the neighborhood, we were just talking the other day about how a lot of times when a brother bring a white chick around and make him feel like, he's doing something better than his brother and stuff like that, it make you feel like you're doing something different. And we had that natural thing to always try to do that a lot instead of sticking with our own kind.
Yeah, right.
So that's a very good example of how the Most High, he needs to do that. That law was important because a lot of this stuff we wouldn't just do. A lot of people think they're a good person, and you think, okay, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, but are you pleasing God? So God, that's one of the main reasons why the Most High did that. And who can give me a good example of how to prove that's what would have came naturally to Adam if he didn't get that put to sleep? Some major that happened that would let you know that this is what happened to him. All right. Go ahead.
Could you say the question again?
Well, I was saying, considering he needed to put Adam to sleep so he didn't go outside his race, what's a major event that happened to let you know our people naturally go outside their race?
I like it, sir.
Go ahead.
It had something to do with Martin Luther King integrating us with white people.
I mean, yeah, but let's stay a little closer to the beginning, to what some major that happened around in the beginning. Yeah,
I would say that would be the flood.
Yeah.
Noah built the ark.
Good answer. Give that man a hand. That was on point right there. That's exactly what I was talking about. The flood. What happened with the flood was because of interracial dating. So when men became free, I remember around this time it wasn't written down yet. Moses hadn't had the commandments written down. This information was passed down from family to family member to family member. But when you have men out that don't have anything to read, they can't read their law on a regular basis, their natural instincts kicked in. And that's what made those men go and the sons of God sleep with the daughters of men. So that's a good example to let you know. That's why he had to do that to Adam. He couldn't start that bloodline just letting Adam go out there and just do his own thing because he wouldn't have picked Eve. See what I'm saying? So that's mainly what all that comes from. It's a purpose behind us getting to this law and understanding who our enemies are, who we shouldn't be with, and you have to always be aware of that. That's why it's always good to read the law, go over the law, and keep up with that kind of stuff. That's one of our biggest things as a black community. We feel like it's not official if a white person is around. We got to get out of that thinking.
Salaki, if I may, I saw a video on social media where this brother went around asking different brothers and some heathens in the school, do you prefer black or white women?
Wow.
And the majority of the brothers, all but one, said white women.
Wow. Yeah.
The white boys said white women.
Yeah, they don't pick. That's the funny part. You brought some heavy out there. They pick their women. But our men will pick, that's one thing the black man have failed on right there. Our women do better than we do with that.
Man, it was
they will, they'll pick, they always got to help. They call it a snow bunny. It's like you got that, something special right there. Yeah.
In Michigan, they call them pink toes.
Yeah, they got all these nicknames for you. And for some reason, when we was younger in the hood, it'll give you that prestige because you brought somebody around different. It was always that need to feel different, that we have to fight that demon in us. Because all of us have had that at some point in time. You want to bring something other. When you got Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, all these our sisters of different breeds that you can choose from. But we had to always do that, or African chick or something that looked like that. You see what I'm saying? So it was always something that we had to work on. All right, and that's mainly because our people had that zeal, but we didn't have the truth of the Most High. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Any questions about that? All right. Give me John.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hey, on that same topic right there with the misread and all that stuff, like is that the same spirit? Because I know in school we how it's brought out like the brothers always choose like the reference white women also. Is that the same spirit? Like even when they choose the reference like the old raggedy white women, they still feel like they did better than choosing any black woman. Oh
yeah, definitely. They feel like they doing something. They just the thought of you had one around and make it feel like they were special. And that's something that's something they inbred in us a long time. I met one guy one time. He felt like he was getting a white man back by messing with his woman, which was at the time before I came in the truth. It made sense to me, but now it seemed crazy. If you go a lot of them small. Go ahead.
It's so heavy to say that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these women that our people be choosing that's outside the race, they be the worst of the worst of the other race.
Exactly. They be the worst of the worst. They like you'll see most time you'll see a guy, a black man. Rarely you see him with a most of them look funny to me now, but most of them that you see they're not gonna be top notch. They're gonna be the bottom of the barrel, and that brother gonna think he got something. That's something that just been inbred in us for a long time, and it's a main reason why a lot of guys can't come in the truth, for one thing, because it's either going to be you think you can't survive without the white man's money, or you can't survive without the white man's man or woman. You feel like you got to have them in the midst sometimes. That holds our people back. And that's why a lot of our people are caught off guard when what happened to these brothers the other day. People are everybody was upset, but you in the UPK, you're not shocked by that. The world gets shocked when that kind of stuff happens because they don't understand who the enemy is. And they don't realize how. Go ahead.
Still on topic, sir. This is young man Quentin. Definitely myself having a lot of experience with being with those Edomite dogs. I will be the first to say that that's all that I was doing. A bit of a different situation for me, where it was more so because of what I dealt with my mother being abusive to me. For a long time, when I looked at sisters, I saw my mother. So I didn't want to mess with them. But at the same time, my mother couldn't stand the fact that I was dealing with white women. And it wasn't because of biblical. She just didn't like it because she said, oh, you bring in my house is these white girls. Well, the thing with me was I was the opposite. I definitely wasn't getting the ones. None of them are beautiful now, but the ones that I was with were definitely the top of the line. If there is such a thing.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
At the same time, I realized, obviously since coming into this truth, and I've said this a number of times, that there's nothing more beautiful than Israel. But I never thought to myself that I was doing something better than the other brothers that I knew, because we were all out there trying to get them, trying to get these dogs. But at the same time, for me, I guess it was along the lines the white boys couldn't stand the ones that I was getting.
You felt like you was getting them back, like you was punishing him by getting that girl. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's my friend of mine said that before out of the truth, it made sense to me. But now I'm like, damn, now you playing yourself. You know, you laying with a dog. You look at how they understand who they are. You with a dog. You know, but in the mindset in the world, you getting revenge or something like it's yeah. Yeah. Okay, that must be a straight Southern thing. I know I heard that a couple times. I'm like, all right, go ahead.
I just want to reiterate.
Mm-hmm. Your phone stopped breaking up. What would you say?
I said ain't nothing more beautiful than a black woman, a Hispanic woman, and a Native American woman.
Damn right.
Lord have mercy.
Damn right, man. We definitely got to appreciate our sisters, you know. Protect them and appreciate them, you know what I'm saying? We got to chastise them and be man enough to chastise them and stand up for them. That's mainly where that stuff come from, you know, we not taught to be sometimes man enough to correct them when they need to be corrected, and we wouldn't rather go to the easier route. That's what all that really was. They made it easier for us, and that's the part we got to fight against for the sake of our sisters, because you know, a lot of them lost idea because they feel like we left them. So that's a major part of us coming together and being able to protect each other, protect one another. All right? And a lot of that stuff comes from people not being in the truth and not having the truth and understanding what it means to actually be in the truth. Can somebody give me John 4:24? Let me know when you got it.
Out of what come?
All right, go ahead.
John, this is the book of John 4:24. God is a spirit. Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
All right. So when you hear that word truth, somebody give me what that means. Tell me what that means. All right. Now, when you hear that, go ahead.
Does it go into like, you know what I'm saying, like our culture, you know what I'm saying, like the Israelite culture, like, you know what I'm saying, like not just, I'm talking about everything as a whole, from the laws, you know, the code, everything. Like, truth means you fully into that, man. You ain't half-assed, you ain't, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if it's a precept for it, but it's like, but I'm referring to that precept of being lukewarm or hot.
That's exactly what I mean. Perfect answer, man. Perfect answer. What that truth means a way of life, man. Truth is not just knowing the scripture or saying you Israel or whatever. It's a way of life. It's how you carry yourself all throughout the day. If you really in the truth, you have to understand that you literally mean that shit. Like it's something that you live in every day. You're going to do on a regular basis, and no matter if it means death or losing everything you got, that's what you win. That's something that we have that the Christian church and every other organization, Islam, everybody does not have. They have that spirit. When I mean spirit, they mean that zeal. Like if you go to a regular Christian that goes on the church on a regular basis, they got that what you call a zeal, but they don't have the knowledge. And that's gonna be that's a major thing right now. What's going on with these Christians when stuff starts going wrong? That spirit wears out. And that's why it's important that you know and feel and be ready to die to understand that you in the truth. And that's what they don't have. The conscious community, even a lot of these celebrities. You know, you can look at what's going on right now in the world. They don't have no control over stuff. They have a spirit. They have an intention to want to do right, but they don't have the truth. Like, for instance, you can look at the situation with the rapper Jay-Z. Last year, what did he do? He took that job with the NFL, and his mindset could have been, okay, I was having arguments with people about it. Talking about, you don't understand, he gotta do that stuff to get on the inside, to make a change and all that kind of crap they was trying to say defend him. And how many brothers then got killed during the season up until this day? We just saw a brother get killed by a devil's knee just yesterday. Now, did him taking that job stop any of that? And then on top of that, what was he doing at the end of the football season last year? What was Jay-Z doing? What did he do? Anybody know? At the Super Bowl, he was sitting his ass down doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, he did all that talking about Kaepernick saying we passed kneeling and all that. Now you took this job. At the end of the year, he's sitting down saying he was doing that because didn't nothing get done. Go ahead.
He sat down, him and his woman, he sat down, and then when they asked him about it, he didn't say it was for Cap. He said he just didn't hear the song.
Yeah, exactly. So he was doing that. What he did was trying to cover himself, basically. Because what he did, he realized in the season that what I did was he ain't heard him say nothing about no police brutality or none of that. All that was for him to get a job. That's my point of saying that. You see what I'm saying? He didn't do none of that to help people. He ain't said nothing about that since that happened. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to realize. A lot of these superstars, we can't get caught up in their actions that they do. Everything that most time they doing is for themselves. It's not really for, Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. You got something?
Yeah, it's a lot here. That's why we don't follow these superstars.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're not leadership. They're not leadership material.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're puppets.
Exactly.
They're puppets for the heathen.
Like you can look at even LeBron James. You know, I like the fact that LeBron do speak up on stuff, but you got to understand even the position he's in without this truth, it's certain stuff he's not gonna do. Like in the NBA, they can't kneel. They can't. So he mad about this brother getting killed, right? NBA season start next month. You think he gonna kneel and mess up his contract, mess up his money? Think he gonna lose everything? It's a certain level they not gonna go to. Because they don't have that truth. They had that spirit. He mad about it. Everybody was mad about it. But then between us and them is we getting mad and we going to establish this kingdom. Because we understand the way that we going to see them devils die. And they going to be mad about it, and then 2 weeks from now they're going to be talking about something else. Yeah, right. And that's the main difference that we got to look at. Even in Kaepernick's situation, I respected what he did, but what is he doing right now? What's his goal right now? To get back in the NFL. At the end of the day, he did that. He had the spirit to get there and lose everything. I respected him for that. But right now, he's still trying to fight to get back in that white man's arena. Sure is. If somebody gave him a job tomorrow, that's where he going to go. And he might not even kneel now. He done lost so much. You know what I'm saying? He don't have that truth to sustain him through them times that he went through. So who knows what's going to happen now with that. So that's what going to happen with a lot of these people. And that's why a lot of our people follow them by not knowing that they don't have the truth. And a lot of it comes from them thinking that they are blessed because of the stuff that they have. So a lot of times people confuse them blessings of having money and a job. That's not a blessing. You see what I'm saying? That's not a blessing. And how do we know that's not a blessing? Anybody get a precept? Let me know that. All right, somebody give me John 9. Go ahead.
I think I know the preacher that you're talking about is the one where the young man came up to Christ and said that, he was doing everything that he was asking him to do, and then he asked him about, give up everything that you got. You want to follow me, and you want to give up everything?
That's a good one, but that's not the one I'm looking for, though.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Anybody got one? Anybody's got one?
Shalom, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Are you referring to the one where paraphrase about the eye of the needle? I mean the eye of the needle.
Oh no, talking about the rich man. Yeah, no, this one to kind of let us know that those stars are not getting blessed from the Most High.
You talking about man can't live on bread alone, but he gotta have that word of God.
No, just something more specific to let us know the Most High it's not the reason they getting the stuff they get. Somebody give me one more. Go ahead.
You talking about Lazarus?
No, not Lazarus. Give me John 9 and 31. Exactly. That one. Yeah, exactly. Let me know when you got it.
You said 9 and 1?
9 and 31. All right, go ahead.
It's the book of John, chapter 9, verse 31. Now we know that Yahweh fears not sinners. But if any man be a worshiper of Yahweh and do
Exactly. So that right there lets you know that these stars are not getting blessed from the Most High. This is not what's going on with these people. And that's what a lot of our people don't understand. Just because and a lot of our regular people, a lot of people think because they got a job, that means they're getting blessed. And that's not a blessing. That's a slavery. I don't care how you look at it. It's a slavery. Somebody's making money off you. Even the NBA players, they're $1 million slaves. They get told what to do. Even if you got your, even in this captivity, even if you got your own business, you got to pay taxes on something. You got to jump through some kind of hurdle to get there, and you got to jump through a hurdle to stay there. And that's not how it's supposed to be for us. So that's what a lot of times people confess. If you're not following these laws, statutes, and commandments, the Most High is not blessing you. If you got all this stuff, he's setting you up for failure. That's what he do. We can tell by the fact that Donald Trump is the president that he sets them up. He sets up wicked people for slaughter. He puts them up there so they're not paying attention, and he's gonna slaughter all of them. Like right now, Donald Trump economically was doing all that for 3.5 years. Probably would have won again. Most High done wiped that out for him in 2 months. And that's how he do. He built him up, and now he's just saying whatever come out his ass right now to survive. That's how the Most High do. They get all that money, they get all that prestige, and he'll take that from them in a snap because he's not dealing with them like that. Go ahead.
Can't you precept that with Matthew 6 and 24?
Read that for me.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. He cannot serve Yahanna and Mammon. That's a good one. Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. Because a lot of times, and the reason that's a good one, because a lot of times we, being regular people out here, we don't really know behind closed doors what those people did to get where they're at. Yeah, some of them had talent, but it's always some kind of story where they came out, or something that happened with that person somewhere. They had to do something very treacherous to get where they at. All of them. I know for a fact, I don't think there's a drug dealer alive that didn't do nothing low down, kill a brother, or snitch on a brother, or do something horrible to survive. You know? What you got?
Salaki, I was going to say about these celebrities not knowing what they did to get to certain positions. Look at Dwayne Wade selling his son out.
Exactly, just to stay relevant. Like, we wouldn't be talking about the way if he didn't do that to his son. And like I said, I think he gay, but I think he's using that boy as a route to make it okay, trying to make an avenue for himself. You know what I'm saying? Right. And his woman behind all that. All them fading out of the spotlight, and they want to use that to kind of stay in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just living a regular life now. You going to the Hall of Fame, that ain't enough for you. You got to go out here and sell your son so everybody keep talking about you. See, they are a level now where they so hungry for that attention, they got to keep something going. It's going to be something else come out with that boy. He going to do something. I won't be surprised they try to put that boy in WNBA before it's all over. They gonna try to do all kind of stuff and mix stuff up with that child, man. I feel bad for him because, you know what I'm saying, it's crazy, and that's exactly what they do. They serving two gods. Some of them want fame, some of them want the money. It's a horrible thing that you got to make sure you just don't get caught up in. A good rule of thumb, the way to keep it simple, if they not in here, they not in. They wrong.
They're right.
That's the best way to look at that. I don't give a damn if they walking on water, what they do. They not in here under Commander General Yahanna, they off.
They're right.
Something is wrong with that, and that's the best way to make that simple for you. You know you in the truth, stick with it. Go ahead. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead.
In regards to these so-called leaders, these pastors, and these stars, can we use Isaiah 56, 10 to 12?
All right, read it for me.
Kind of 11 to keep it short. Isaiah 56 to 11. Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his own gain from his quarter.
Exactly. That's a good one, man. That's exactly what it leads back to personal lust. What they want, what they want to do. And sometimes they just be saying stuff just because they know somebody's going to wonder why they didn't say nothing. A lot of these tweets and videos and acting like they're mad about something happened to a brother, don't fall for that. Because sometimes they just know, I got to say something. There's so much social media out here. Like back then, Michael Jordan, at least Michael Jordan told the truth. When he was back in the 90s, there wasn't no social media. Michael Jordan said, he didn't care. He was straight up with you about it. You know what I'm saying? It was wrong, but he wasn't being as fake as these guys being now, because they know somebody gonna go on your page and see that you talk about this brother down. You don't really give a damn. You're not really caring. You're not putting in no kind of really work or figuring out why this keep happening. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What you say?
It's like kind of like Oprah. She goes all the way to Africa to build a school instead of building a school right in the community.
Exactly.
She want to be seen doing something instead of actually doing something.
And when you could have went right over to Flint, Michigan, and built a whole water filtration system. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Jay-Z did the same thing. They went all the way over to Africa, built the whole water thing. When you got folks, your people in Flint, Michigan, getting charged for dirty water, and they had the money. Both of them billionaires. Go ahead.
It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like, just if you can verify for me, it's kind of like, you know, the celebrities that, like, say it's like Michael Jordan or Oprah, don't really just stamp a solid brand that says to the world. It's like they do that. It's like they do that flood and shit. But look at Michael Jordan and Oprah, they ain't really got to do all that flood and stuff like that, because get what?
You said they don't have to do all that what? Say it again. They don't have to do all that what?
Do that cool and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? And for like Michael Jordan, he ain't even got to play like he care about the shooting. He ain't even got to speak against the shooting. Because guess what? Either way, niggas gonna buy shoes from him.
Exactly. He reached the level to where he can get away with that kind of stuff, and that's why I'm saying he came up in a time where he didn't have to go through that. It wasn't no social media where he had to speak every day. So a lot of these times we seeing this stuff right now, they just doing it because they know somebody's gonna see it. You know, so you don't know how them people felt back in the 90s about certain stuff. We just pay attention to Michael Jordan, but back then they didn't have that. Now you gonna see folks know they put up a post to get 1 million likes. Oh, he killed. Next week he gonna be back happy. While we gonna be still sitting here in mourning for our brother, skipping shit like Memorial Day. You know, because we don't deal with stuff like that because we mourn our brothers. We doing this so we can protect our brothers and our sisters. So, like LeBron James had a cookout Monday. He was out there grilling. Brother, when that was the brother died, that was Monday, right? Yeah, so he didn't stop what he was doing. He went ahead and had Memorial Day. They probably watched the video, said, damn, got back to them ribs. Then the next day, I need to say something. You know what I'm saying? They don't really care, man, and that's what throws our people off. And when you say something like that, if you're not in here, it's gonna sound like, oh, you just mad at him and stuff like that. When you really just speaking the truth. What do you say?
It's kind of like, you know, Colin is kneeling for the people. He got a message. Everybody goes crazy when Colin kneels.
Exactly.
But when the devil cop kneels on our neck, and then it's all right. You know, Trump says go ahead, hit him on him. You know, he says. Get a little rough for them and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. It's always we gotta trim our ways to please them, and we don't want to be at this point. We don't want to do. That's how you fight back. Like we can't just I mean UPK. We are trained for war right now, but that's not the way we're trying to get these devils. We're trying to bring back the kingdom. That's the best kind of revenge we can get right now by staying away from sinning, staying behind these laws. Or you get these laws. These devils will fear us in a way they can't even understand. They will recognize how great of a people that we are.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Any questions about that?
Thanks a lot, sir.
Go ahead.
When you mention them about them tweets and all that stuff, like how they be on social media, ain't that like don't they have like managers and people that encourage them and inspire them? Because like when you post and you get that many likes, ain't that like a marketing thing where you make money off those?
Yeah, exactly. Like YouTube videos, all that stuff. It's a marketing thing to get their name out there. You know, because you don't hear them people talking about that stuff when it don't happen. Like we talk about that stuff when it hadn't happened in a year. We still mad about Philando Castile, Trayvon Martin. We still pissed off about that. They forgot about that. They just talking about the latest thing right now. Somebody you probably right. Somebody probably told them, hey, put this out there, so it can seem like you Black Power and all that. Go ahead. What you say?
You know, they talk about it after it's done to get, likes and views. U.P.K, we prophesied 20, 30 years.
Exactly.
50 years before it even happens.
Exactly. I'm thinking about this precept where Christ called the Pharisees out about that. This is a precept I got here right here. Somebody give me Matthew 23 and 32.
Matthew.
Oh, Salaka, 33. Start at 33. Yeah.
23, verse 33. Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell?
Keep going.
34. Wherefore, behold, unto your prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge into your synagogues and persecute them from city to city.
Exactly. So basically, Christ right there was calling them vipers. I was looking for the one where they came up on his baptism. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second here. Let me see here. 1 second. Bear with me 1 second here. Who warned you? All right, excuse me, Salaka. Give me Matthew 3 and 7. Matthew 3 and 7. That's what I was looking for right there. So a lot of times, like you said, somebody's telling these people to do this stuff because they don't want to see their own destruction. A lot of times in this social media world, not saying something is saying something. So that's why a lot of these guys do that. They kind of put themselves out there, but it's really for personal gain. It's really to save their own self. Let me know when you got it.
Matthew 3 and 7. But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, he said unto them, O generation of vipers, who have warned you to flee from the wrath to come?
Exactly. So in that scripture right there, Christ was about to get baptized. So we all know when he's baptized, and they knew what was about to happen when he did that. Him going to John the Baptist. So those Pharisees came for the people to see them out there as if they was really with Christ, but we all know they was against Christ. So he peeped game on that. He said, "Who warned you? Who told you to come out here and seek not the destruction to come upon you?" So that's kind of like what these guys doing right now. They're doing that to be fake and to kind of show us, hey, it look good for a minute, then they're going on about their business. And that's what we got to keep an eye on, and we got to protect our people from it. They don't want to hear it right now, but we got to speak up on that stuff and let them know you're getting fooled. Like with the Joe Biden situation, they mad at Trump. They want to make Joe Biden the next Messiah. He hates you too. And this is very important that our people, somebody put the phone on mute. Put your phone on mute. Who is that making the noise? Okay. All right. So so that's a very important thing that you have to do when you're dealing with people in the world. You don't want to get caught up in just because they're a superstar or they got money or they got what's so-called a blessing, they'll throw you off. Because the Most High is not playing about this sin. This is the simplest way to survive all the stuff that's about to go. It's about to get a lot worse in the earth right now. They putting people back out here with this economy, and you want to make sure you're on the right side of the Most High. Somebody give me Romans 9 and 23. All right, go ahead.
So right there when he said, "Who warned you of the wrath to come?" It wasn't like he was just talking to them like. So that ain't so how you said it ain't had nothing to do with like them like being scared coming to see like is they really gonna get killed and nothing like that.
Well, yeah, that they were scared because they were trying to also show the people. They were doing it to put a show on for the people. You see what I'm saying? They were snakes. Go ahead.
Salakis, if I may, in terms of these putting on the show, and trying to gain status from people, can we use Romans 2 and 11?
Read that for me.
Romans 2 and 11. For there is no respect of persons with God.
Say it again.
For there is no respect of persons with God.
That's true. That's a good one to use, and that's a good way to look at it when you're dealing with these stars. That's what they help us. That'll be more of a scripture for us to deal when we're looking at them. When somebody makes a mistake, a lot of these billionaires don't have the sense that we got more sense than them. And I think that's in Corinthians Corinthians chapter 3. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18. I think that's the one I'm looking for, where it say that the wise men of the world. But yeah, Kevion, that was a put on a show, is what he was calling them. That's why he called them vipers. You know, a viper is like a snake. You know what I'm saying? And a snake is somebody who's always being slick about how they go about. They definitely feared him. They was worried about the wrath to come, but they was also trying to keep the people. The whole thing with the Pharisees is they wanted to keep the people. They hated Christ because he was taking the people away from them. That was the whole gist behind everything that they killed him over, because the people felt his pain. He felt their pain. And the Pharisees couldn't understand why these people were following this man. They hated him for that. All right?
You got okay, that? Okay. That's some lawyers, right?
Uh-huh.
So it went like, Christ was saying that, okay, like, say for instance, like how you might go to a Christian pastor, like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying, like, you better, you know what I'm saying, you gonna lose your life. You know how we prophesy, like, they gonna, you know what I'm saying, they go on judgment day, they disgrace on judgment day.
Uh-huh.
It was like Christ was like trying to ask them to see, like, who go around saying that to the pastors and that like that with.
Say that one more time.
Like, he went asking them that to see, like, like who go around telling y'all, you know what I'm saying, like, y'all gonna get killed. Like, he went saying it like that was supposed to be no secret about them, about the wrath of them with him.
Oh, no, he was basically just calling them out. You know, when he talked to them Pharisees, he always cut them. He always knew their intentions when they did something. You know, the way Christ spoke, he spoke as if he knew he knew your intentions already. He was a very wise man. So he knew why they was coming up over there. It wasn't a situation where it was like, they felt like they was tricking him, but they wasn't. That's why he called them vipers when they came over to him. See what I'm saying?
All
right. All right. Oh, you got that for me? Go ahead.
What's the verse again?
1 Corinthians 3, chapter 18, verse through 20. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians, chapter 3?
Chapter 3, verse 18.
1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seeming to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise.
Exactly. Now, in the word, that would sound like, why you telling me to be a fool? But what the Most High is saying right there is humble yourself and be taught. And that's why a lot of times these stars that's in the world, that's their biggest problem. They don't want to sit down and be taught. They think because they got their money, they got their status, they can't be taught again. And they have to become a fool for the Most High. See, we are fools for the Most High. In the eyes of the world, we look like fools. Right. And that's the part that they cannot understand because they got too much money. That's the part that they cannot get their head around, because those blessings and what that scripture you said a while ago about the gift destroying the heart, that's what destroys them right now. So that's how you know if they're not following the laws, the Most High is setting them up for failure. They're going to have an opportunity to get that money up or not. And then most of them are not going to do that. Did anybody give me Romans 9:23? Let me know when you got it. What you got to understand is the Most High, he said, I change not. He said, I change not. So you got to understand the importance of when you commit these sins even today. Go ahead.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 23. And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory.
Hold on one second. That's 9 and 23. Hold on. I got the wrong one. See, it requires a deal. Hold on one second. So like, hold on one second here. Told you the wrong one here. Hold up, yeah. Requires death. The wages. I'm looking for the God requires a death.
Why you do that? You know, earlier you was talking about the truth, what the truth is. There's a scripture for that. It's Psalms 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. That law is the truth. That's the only way you're gonna be in the truth. Is following that law, and that's he made it so simple. That's why he wrote it down.
Yeah, right.
That's why when he did the flood, he wiped everybody out and started over and put it on paper, so we don't have no excuses this time.
Yeah, right.
What I meant was give me Romans 6:23. I can't read my own damn hand right. Romans 6:23, boy. Let me know when you got it.
Romans 6.
No, I got it.
Let him read it for everybody. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
Exactly. So when you commit a sin, you owe the Most High death. And the scriptures say that I am the Most High, I change not. So when you sin, even when you sin not knowing it, you still owe him that death. So what would be the form of the death that we would give the Most High? What's our form of dying? Go ahead.
Is it, to perform a meat offering?
Now, what will be our form today? What will we do?
Become new, like repent, or be born again.
The old man dies, exactly. The old man, and you get your new, by getting a Hebrew name and cleaning yourself of the old person that you was. That's your death you giving the Most High. And you got to be serious about that death in terms of not turning away from sin and not going back to it. You have to really mean that to the point to where, you willing to die for and lose everything you have. So when he said he requires that death, back then they went and actually slew men behind this. And he had that same spirit that he wants men slew, but he wants to slow. It's a more of a spiritual death that you're going to go through now. Go ahead.
That's the baptism of fire.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Baptism by fire. By getting chastised and getting better as a man for this truth so you can be better for your people. So what you think the main reason behind people not understanding how serious that is? Anybody? In one word. Christianity. Give that man a hand. That was good there. That's exactly what I wanted. Christianity is the main reason why we cannot understand that. The main thing with those pastors is doing what? Getting your money. And they know that they will not be able to get your money if they tell you to stop sinning. They say God love them and all that stuff there, and what they say God done away with, and we not under the law and all that, but they have no understanding of what that actually means. All right. Can anybody tell me what it means to be under the law? Go ahead.
To be under the law is to be subject to the law.
And subject means what? What happened?
It means you done messed up. It's time to pay.
What else with that?
Well, it means
what's the difference between being under the law and what we are now? If the scripture's telling you you're not under the law, what that mean? What that mean for us?
To be under the law.
If it's telling you we're not under the law.
Well, if we're not under the law.
Go ahead. What you got?
You talking to me, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, from what I heard in different class in the class before is like being under the law is like okay, not being under the law is like the man above me, like you know what I'm saying, like it's like it's natural, you know what I'm saying, but being under the law is like, so to speak, like a kid in school at the first day of school, you know what I'm saying, throughout school you gotta constantly tell them, you know what I'm saying, the laws and hey, don't do this, don't do that. But versus not being on the law, it's like you already killed that. You already killed you already accomplished, overcame your lust, so to speak. It's a lot, sir.
No, it's a little bit more simple than that. Remember, everything with the law is simple. It's very simple when you think about. Go ahead.
It's a lot here. It's the punishments.
The punishments. That's what it is. Under the law means that when you see a brother eating pork, you can chastise him, but we can't kill him. That's what that means. That's under the law means we're not under the punishments of the Old Testament or the law. That's what the reason Christ coming and dying for our sins to give us a shot at grace. Now the difference is, it's actually harder on us because we can't go and sacrifice an animal. Right. We have to pay a debt for the sins that we've committed, and our debt is putting in this work and coming into this truth. So that's what it means when they say we're not under the law. So you will hear a Christian use that, and they use that as an excuse to say we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, the sin done away with, when that's not what they're talking about. And that's where it comes from, them needing to get their preacher needs to come sit down and be a trooper and learn. Go ahead.
Right. Salakia. Like, what I always tell Christians is the law is twofold, just like today's law. You run a stoplight, you can get a ticket, you can get a fine. That's the punishment for breaking that law.
Exactly.
You know
exactly.
So it's the same thing with the Most High's law. You got the written law, and then you got the punishments on the other side.
Exactly.
For breaking that
exactly.
law.
Exactly. And you're going to pay for it one way or the other. You're definitely going to pay for it. When just look in your mindset, you want to understand that you got all that stuff out the way. And the most important part in our topic is definitely recognizing our enemy. Our enemies know that us not following them laws is what keeping us from our power. They knew that a long time ago. Now, and I'm talking about the ones who actually running this earth. They the stuff they put out a long time ago, they knew by throwing us off was going to keep us from getting close to the Most High and not becoming the people that we're supposed to be. When we under that law, they understand who we are. They already know we more mightier physically and mentally than them, so they have to go about keeping us from following them laws to get our true power. Go ahead.
What you say is so, if I could add to it, they even put, abominable creatures in lipstick.
Exactly.
Sisters putting on lipstick trying to look, cute. They don't know that they're breaking the law.
Exactly. Like Popeyes putting lard on the biscuits. Like, what is that? Right. Like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing came to my mind, white man the devil. Like, why would you want to do that? Like, what's them dry biscuits? You know what I'm saying? It ain't not even like it making it taste better. Like, that's crazy. But it's a reason behind them doing it. Somebody give me Judah 5:20 in the Apocrypha. Judah 5:20. Go ahead.
You want to wait for someone else to get it? But I have it right here.
Yeah, you go ahead. You got it.
The book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, their power, Salaki, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Exactly. So the ruler right here, his counselor is telling him, if these people are following their God, we're not going to win. Let's not mess with them. But if they're with their God, that's what we're going to do. So what they tell you? What they tell you about your oppressor? What they tell you about your oppressor today? What you get from that? Go ahead.
The oppressor is a crafty serpent.
Exactly. And what is he also doing when coming to us?
Also, get the verse for you here. He lies, in wait. The morning he wakes up, he thinks of ways to destroy us.
But what does he also know about what we should know? What does he know? What does he understand?
He understands our weakness.
He understands our strength. He understands the law is our strength.
Yeah, right.
And they know that now. Right. That's where all this stuff comes from. Why you said the lipstick and the Popeyes and all that kind of stuff. Now, the regular average walking around white man, he might not know that. But the ones who are controlling stuff, they know why they put certain stuff out. They know these laws. They understand the power behind that.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So they understand why, okay, let's put that out there. He's sinning. He got high blood pressure. He don't know. He think he ain't eating pork, but he eat, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's why you got to be careful. Right. And watch what you eat, watch who you around, all that kind of stuff, because they are like a lion. They literally sitting here hunting you while you at your weakest point. That's how they do. And so they try to catch you when you're not paying attention and all that. That's what they do. That's how they win their battles. Go ahead.
Can we use they have taken crafty counsel against us?
Definitely, most definitely. Because they had to do that. They had to get together. It wasn't just the white man. It was the Arab, the African. Think about the slave trade. There was 3 different entities or more in that. We had the African that sold us, white man that physically did on the Arab ship. They did all that together. They had to get together because they understood how mighty we were. They didn't neutralize us. They knew we were going to be a problem. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, every empire that's ever been made was built off those 3 people.
Yeah, right.
You know, go ahead.
That's also they are Confederate against us too.
Exactly. Even to this day. Even to this day, at the gas stations, the hair salons, even right now, we the problem in this coronavirus. They look at us like we the problem.
Yeah, right.
And that's the craziest thing about it. All these people dying, it's way more white people dying than us. But they putting the narrative about this coming from us. Right. And that's the part you got to keep up with. And they always did that from the beginning. Right. Give me Exodus 1 and 8. That was their main thing when they first noticed us from the beginning, even back in Egypt. They noticed how great we were. They noticed the attributes that we had, how we was able to we took nothing. Like we do it now. In the projects, in the lowest part, we come up with different ways to survive. We're gonna figure out a way to have fun. We're gonna figure out a way to be creative. Like I was watching the video today, some brothers in prison. They sat there and made a whole rim. You know what I'm saying? They ain't let them go outside. They put a rim out the milk carton. And put it up against the wall, had a shirt behind there, and was in there balling. Like, it ain't too many people that can sit there in them kind of conditions and come up with that kind of creative thought process. Even this corona, I've noticed our people come up with different kind of virtual stuff to do to keep themselves busy. We are creative people. So imagine these people looking at us like, okay, they ain't got nothing. We took all this from them. They had to try to demolish us, man. Because they saw if it gave us a little bit, they knew to keep us, we was going to grow from that much. All right, go ahead.
It's kind of like what the general was saying the other day. You know, the richest men on earth, all of them trying to act like the brokest men on earth. They have our own fashion. They try to speak like us, listen to our music. They try to be us.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
If I may, that's Amalek.
Exactly, like that movie, yeah, like some Jewish, boy. There's something else, boy. Anybody got the Exodus 1 and 8 for me?
Exodus 1 and 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
All right, so we had a new king. He didn't know Joseph. When Joseph was there, of course, we know the king was dealing with them kindly because of Joseph. But Joseph's gone now, and the new king did not know Joseph. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
So he automatically knew that these people that's under him now, he knew they are more and mightier than him. He the king. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Come, let us deal wisely with them.
He knew right then, I got to deal wisely with these people. I have to figure, I can't come at them directly. We could lose in a battle because the Most High with them. Right. Or I got to be smart about how I handle them. Go ahead.
Lest they multiply and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies.
Exactly. So that's the white man's biggest fear right now. White man, all of them, us recognizing as a people who our enemy is. When you bring up this racial thing right now, you're gonna always hear a white boy come up, man, I ain't like that. Right. And you're gonna hear a black person always sitting up there trying to defend them because they got one white homeboy. When you pay attention to it, the only reason you friends with a white person these days, more than likely, not every time, but 9 times they went to school with you or they work with you. They didn't just choose to come around you. So every now and then you might have somebody living in a white neighborhood, maybe, but most of the time it was because of a forced society. Integration, stuff like that. We wouldn't even be around a period if it weren't for that. We'd be in our own places. A lot of people don't realize that college, all that kind of stuff blended you with these people. Then, of course, they gonna be cool. They didn't know no better. You know, they didn't know no better neither, but it wasn't meant to be like that. So now when sometimes people get caught off guard because they might have had that cool white friend, but they didn't know that friend was racist. They didn't know that. They wasn't gonna say it. They was around you to look cool. They trying to get your salt from you. And they don't really realize that. So when they catch somebody on a video saying nigga this, nigga that, oh, I didn't know she was like that. She been like that. She's saying it at home, but she just been hiding to be around you and look like that's just the politically correct thing to do. But it's coming to a point where they're not even doing that no more. They're actually speaking up more. I like it better with people like Trump around now because we get to draw the line. He makes it easy to draw the line. When it's people like that in charge, I love it because you ain't got to be fake no more. You can sit up there and they can say what's on their mind. You can say what's on your mind. 9 times out of 10, you around a white man, you say something about Trump, their race is gonna come out of them right there and there. You say some period about what's going on. And that's the thing we got to keep up with right there when we dealing with that. That's how they deal with us. They sit up there and they come up with a tactical way to befriend you because they are worried about you recognizing they're your enemy. Yeah, right. They're worried about that. That's why these cops killing our brothers because they're scared of them. They really do fear them. They see them and they say you resisting arrest by moving your shoulders a little bit. Right. But you will see a white boy do that and I just seen a white boy beat him up, swing on him, and they just trying to calm them down. They really fear us on that level to where they don't want to realize when we come together and come against them, they will lose. That's right. So that's the main thing we got to keep up with. And the way that this king was able to deal with us, go ahead.
Oh, no, you could.
Yeah, what he was able to deal with us is what he did what? He eventually just put them in more bondage. Right. That's how he was able, he slickly put them people in bondage. And that's exactly what they did to our people today. And what they'll do, what made it so slicky is they put you in that bondage, and they'll come right around and be like, well, I don't know why they're killing each other. I don't know why this happened. I don't know why a black man want a handout. I don't know why they think we owe them nothing. They do that right now. Like, I don't know, did y'all see that clip of Joe Biden when he was talking about he didn't care why they doing it, that 3 strikes video General Yahanna put up. Like, that was very telling of what this is. They put the crack in our neighborhood. They did that. He gonna sit up there and say, I don't care why they doing it. I don't care where, I want them off the street. That's how they deal with you. That's what they call, what's that word? They call that plausible deniability. That's what that is. He's sitting up there, he didn't hands-on do it, but he know what happened with that. So he's denying it and saying, okay, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's how they work. They're not going to sit up here and say straight up, I hate you most of the time. They're going to say, okay, I don't know why he's doing that. He had every opportunity. Jimmy made it. They give you that one token nigga that they gave it to and say, hey, he made it. And they expect everybody, when they knowing every situation is not the same. They know that's a reason they put that stuff in our neighborhood and the poverty. You can tell with a black family, their family's not doing good. You don't know what the reason is. With a white family, many times it's drugs. Somebody got hooked up on drugs sometimes, and that's what caused them to have them problems. With a black person, it could have been a multitude of things that was set up. The prison system, your dad ain't around, anything. And that's the difference in between us and them, and that's what they do. The same thing like this king did here, right here. He knew he had to control these people from afar. He could not go straight up on them, say, I hate you, and none of that. He had to deal with them wisely, and that's what they're doing right now. And that's what our job here, and the truth is we have to reveal that to our people on a regular basis, because if we don't do that, they're going to constantly always get mad at you and wonder, why you got to talk about the white man? Why you got to do that? They don't want to hear that because they're not thinking about the domino effect that was put on our people. All right? Go ahead.
So if I may, you know, what they're hiding their hands. They're doing the dirt, but they're hiding their hands. I don't know if we could use a Luke 8:17.
Go ahead.
Count. Luke 8:17. For there is nothing hid which shall not become manifest, nor secret which shall not become known and come to light.
That's a fact. That's a good one right there, because the Most High is definitely revealing them right now for what they're doing. It's a one in Nahum. That's a good one for that. Nahum. Somebody give me Nahum 3 and 4. Let me know when you got it. But that's exactly what they do. And it's gonna take us putting out the work, talking to our people, and the Most High he's doing that stuff right now. Like he's revealing how weak America can be right now, how easily it can be destroyed. He's bringing up all the scandals going on. Like I was reading the other day about that scandal about how they were taking the affirmative action and using that to get rich white kids in college, taking it from us. Now that was the one thing that people always like to talk about. Voting was useful. Every time somebody talks to somebody about voting, they all talk about, well, we got affirmative action and stuff like that. They even in that, they use that to their benefit. They don't give us nothing. They're not going to come down the road and take from us. That's supposed to be for poor black people. But they sitting up here using it for their rich white children to get scholarships, which is the devil at his finest right there. Go ahead.
That's one thing, you know, that's always brought out in New York. The Hasidics, or the Hasidims, you know. Like, I see them, I don't believe them, like you say, right?
Yeah.
Hasidic Jews, you know, they're the number one in affirmative action. And welfare, they take all the benefits, and they still have jobs and businesses, and they still taking all the money. They say it's us.
Exactly. That's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do, man. They're some vultures. They are vultures, man. Straight vagabonds. You got that one for me?
Yes, 3 and 4.
Nahum 3 and 4, huh?
Come. The book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
We know who that is, the well-favored harlot.
The mistress of witchcraft.
Shalaki, my bad. Go up to verse 1 so we can get a clear understanding who we talking about. Go to verse 1.
Nahum 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
And what's that sign to you? Somewhere we can't leave is bloody. That's America. That's what we're living in right now. That's what we're living in right now. All right, go back down to verse 4.
Verse 4. Because of the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredom.
He called him a mistress of witchcraft. That's heavy right there, because that means he come to us like a cunning woman. They come at us very slick to make you sometimes damn near feel like, damn, he ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. He going through it too. That's what they do. That's the purpose of them doing it. They're gonna come at you and make you feel like, okay, what the people always say, he bleed red like I do. You know, stuff like that. They don't understand that the Most High gave you a simple thing to look at. He's pale, red face. We're not caught up in skin color, but at the same time, you know a white man when you see one. You see what I'm saying? He gave us a good. It'd have been rough if he made us all the same color. So he gave you a people to understand. These right here are your perpetual enemies forever. It's not gonna change. It's never gonna be one world. It's just set up like that. It's not our job to sit there and try to figure that out, or work around that, or make excuses for one of them, or any of that. You know what I'm saying? We all, like I said, we all had our time where we was in that world or dealt with the man or the woman, whatever we were dealt with. Now we can deal with them on business, of course, but we can't be having intertwinings and relationships and stuff like that with them. That's what we have to understand about that.
Like I have a precept for that.
Go ahead.
You want to finish this?
Yeah, finish that.
And families through her witchcraft.
So that's basically that witchcraft. That's what they're doing. That's why it seems so subtle. Now remember, he is the most subtle beast in the field, and that's why the Most High said he didn't say he was the only beast. Said he the most subtle. That just lets you know you're not gonna see him coming. You're not gonna understand how they react. They're gonna do. They're thinking 5 steps ahead when they're talking to you. When they see you coming a mile around, they've already stereotyped you. They don't want to come at you straight up, especially by themselves. All right.
Who is it?
That's how you want to look at them when you're dealing with them. You want to understand that they're not going to deal with you straight up. Somebody give me 1 Peter 5 and 8. Let me know when you got it. All right, go ahead.
1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion,
a roaring lion. Does anybody know how does a lion hunt? Anybody ever looked into that? How a lion hunts his prey? Go ahead. Exactly. And what do they love to do? What's the animals? I watched the Animal Planet one night and saw this. What's their favorite way to attack you? What's their favorite angle to attack you from?
They like to sneak up from behind.
They like to sneak up from behind. So that's why that was put in that scripture. It's not because they strong on you, because that's how a lion hunts you. They're gonna wait till you're not looking. You're gonna not see them coming, and that's why it tells you to be vigilant. To always be understand that if you know that's your enemy, you're not going to turn your back on them in the first place. If you don't know that, you're going to turn your back on them. And that's like right now, our people with this coronavirus, black people will not expect, you're not in here, you do not expect police killings right now. You do not expect a man to be getting shot down 13 times in a corner. after you got your hands up. I think it's been like 10 brothers getting killed by police since this coronavirus been going on. And people that's not in here don't understand why that's going on. It's to the point where they're getting angry and actually going out, but all they're going to do is go protest. They're going to go out and protest. They're going to be mad about it and be over next week. And that's and them not understanding that this is never going to end until the Yahushua come back is the problem of why they cannot humble themselves and come in here and learn how to bring this kingdom forth. Because that's how they hunt. They hunt us like a lion. They going to do it, and then, like I said, plausible deniability. These cops that's out here doing it, go ahead.
With that being said, is it safe to say, like, because knowing how Esau works, is it safe to say, like, they might, you know what I'm saying, like they know, like, how they set everybody up. You know what I'm saying? With that first stimulus check, is it safe to say they might try to do that little thing again?
Like give out a stimulus check?
I
mean, they might. I mean, I personally don't believe they're going to do it again. I think they're going to try to figure out a way to put folks back to work. I don't think they want to give out no more money. They might. With that kind of stuff right there, I feel like if they do give it, they probably trying to get rid of the dollar. But they may do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to get bad. He said he's not shutting the economy down no more. So, I mean, who knows? Because, they print the shit up anyway. It ain't like they got to go and they can go get it from the reserve. They can think about this. Before this coronavirus happened, you know they was finna cut food stamp, man. They didn't have no money for food stamps. But when these white folks start getting affected by this, they come up with $2 trillion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who knows with them? They gonna do what they feel gonna benefit them. They not doing that. They give us the money. That's because they expecting us to spend the money back out directly to them. And if we don't spend it out, they're gonna make all the prices go up. They're gonna make this gas go up. They're making the food go up right now. So they giving you the money, but they're not getting it for you to survive. Hold on, did I? Okay. Yeah, they give you.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Like, you know, because I know even though like, you know what I'm saying, the Christians still gonna die down like you said by next week and stuff like that. I'm just talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, like with how you know the rises and stuff up in heavy in the news and the media. You know what I'm saying? Just to cool everything back down. You know they gonna give everybody a little hush money.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it hush money because folks gonna still be mad about it. I wouldn't call it hush money because they still gonna be mad about it, but it will make them end up voting for him again. Like if I was him and I was in position, I would definitely make that happen. So it'll shut some black folks up. That's all Bush did. Bush did everything in the world let you know he hate black folks. He didn't give us number what, $800 or something, and they voted him again. So it'll happen. If you think it's a political ploy, he'll do it. Go ahead.
Sir, if I may, going back to the line on the hunt, can we use Lamentations 4:18?
Read that for me.
Lamentations 4:18. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our street. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled.
Exactly.
Our end is come.
That's a good one. That's what they do, man. They pay attention to every little. They know how we react. They had to sit down and really figure out how to conquer us, man. And they did that by learning our laws. They know the power of these laws. They know, okay, this is how these people are surviving. We want to get it to the point where they look at that and say, again, in this point, they're not the ones who don't know about the laws. They're going to say, what's going on with these people? Why are they so great? Why are they able to, why do we beat these people down to piss and they be able to come out of this? That's how you like literally, that's what we want to do when we go back to camp out there. When we go back to camp, we want to look stronger than ever. Because they think, okay, these guys ain't coming back out here no more. Our goal, we want to go back out to camp. We want to be 20 deep if we can. And they back. You know, whenever that day comes, we want to come out there and be strong because that's how you want to look. Everything been taken, everything that happened, we still here. And that's what really pissed them off. They're going to really hate to see us come back out there. When that's going to really piss them off when they're going to be like, damn, thought they wouldn't come back out here no more. You know what I'm saying? That's how you want to get them back. You ain't going to really get them back by protesting. You know what I'm saying? And that go back to me talking about the spirit and truth. The spirit, yeah, you go out there protest, something might happen to you, but we done that. Obviously, it's not working because nothing ever gets solved by that. Only way this is going to get, and the Most High set it up like that, he's not going to allow these celebrities' little tricks that they do, or protesting, or air shopping, or Jesse Jackson, none of their ways are going to work. about whoever they want to use outside this school to use as the savior is not going to work. Most High is going to let them get to that point, and He's going to rip it from them. He's not going to allow them to lead us, because he's trying to right now show people who God is. But right now they caught up in so much conspiracy theory. They don't want to admit it's just God. They can't do that. It's not that simple for them. They got to sit up there and they got to say, okay, like my brother, he was telling me something about Bill Gates the other day. So I put it in my phone. Thing called Event 21. Matter of fact, hold on. Go ahead.
I think I heard folks talk about that.
Yeah, I think I took a picture.
Agenda 21 or 2020.
It's either Agenda 201 or Event 201. Hold on, it's one of them two.
It's a lot, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as you put what you getting. It's safe to say like the reason why they can't it's safe to say like the reason why they can't acknowledge the God, because if they acknowledge the God, then that means they gotta acknowledge the true God of the Bible.
Exactly.
It's safe to say that. And
they also gotta acknowledge His people. That's 100% correct. That means they gotta acknowledge who His people is. Somebody would call me right there. That's exactly what that means. If they acknowledge who the true God is, they mean He gotta acknowledge He's the God of Israel. That's what they don't want to do. Yeah, it's called Event 201. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all something, because I had to school my brother on this yesterday. Read this. I'm going to hit his phone and read it for him, okay? All right. 'Cause I showed him something so simple about how the Most High work, how you can't get past them laws. Read that for me. Yeah, and then when you read that part, scroll over to the right like that.
Sure.
All right.
Event.
Did you lose it?
Got a text message.
It went off.
Yeah, you got a text message.
I got you. I'll read it. It'll be quicker like that for time's sake. I'll read it. All right. Event 201 simulates an outbreak of novel zoonotic coronavirus transmitted from bats to pigs to people that eventually become efficiently transmissible from person to person, leading to a severe pandemic. Now, this is something that they said that Bill Gates had a rehearsal of back in October. All right, so when you hear what I just read, what stick out to you? We in the truth. What you heard?
About the bats.
The bats and pigs.
Yeah, right.
Now, my brother, it's really a long paragraph, and I ain't gonna make y'all listen to all of it, because really, the whole paragraph was talking about this. A conspiracy theory was saying, oh, well, Bill Gates, the one did this. He did that. When for us, it's as simple as that dietary law. Don't you think? Right. I felt that was so. I said, you say pig. I was tripping when it said. I said, it say right. Pigs. I said, no, that's against the law of God, eating pigs and bats, right?
Yeah, right.
So no matter how it came, it go back to them laws. Yeah, right. That's how you stay out of that. See, black people eating pigs, Chinese folks eating bats.
Slocky. If I may, there's a scripture, I don't know it right offhand, but I'm going to paraphrase it right quick. Yahanna said, when he come back, we're going to be caught eating the pigs, the swine, and the rat.
Wow. Right? Yeah.
So what, isn't a bat like
a rat with wings? That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So, and with that Chinese food, we might have been eating bat. You know, but our people, you never know what them folks putting in that. You know what I'm saying? They eat bat as a culture. They eat rats as a culture. So it's like it's a long paragraph. If you're not in the truth, you would have read that. And he felt like Bill Gates behind all this. When all he did, he put a patent on the virus. But it came from people breaking God's law.
Yeah, right.
That's how simple it got to be for you when you're dealing with stuff. Because that stuff will throw you off. And you'll be like, oh, maybe it ain't God. Maybe the white man. You're giving the white man so much power. That's pissing the Most High off. Because he's doing, this is like a sneeze right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this all this is. And if you sit up there in your mindset not understanding what he's sounding alarms right now, you gonna get caught slipping. Because it's finna get a lot worse. It might get good for a minute. I can't think of that scripture in the Apocrypha where it's talking about that. I'll find it. But it's talking about how it's gonna get back good for a minute. And then it's gonna be destruction. Mm-hmm. And next time it's not gonna be so easy to come back from. That's what our people got to pay attention to. Go ahead.
Also, with that, for those who want to believe in the conspiracy theory, especially when it comes to
Judah believe in conspiracy theories. I think that what I've been gathering is a lot of them don't want to accept it being from the Most High because that would make everything true. That would make them have to have a responsibility.
Exactly.
Say, okay, this is going down. Everything that I've always heard growing up is actually happening. I got to do something.
You know what else they don't want to say? But they gonna be mad when they gotta say it. Them crazy niggas on the corner was right. That's the last thing they want to admit. They gonna be like, them niggas was right. They been hollering and fussing at us for years, and they was right. They gonna be really like, oh, okay, we give up. But some of them is gonna take a whole lot of destruction to get to that. I hate to see that. It's gonna be our family members. A lot of them gonna have to go through something like this right here. If it get back good next couple months, they gonna forget. They gonna be like I do security, man. Like folks was trying to club last week back to life like it ain't nothing happened. They still smoking. I saw a nigga pass a blunt, and that blew my mind. I said, damn, nigga, y'all still passing blunts? Like that, you ain't stopped that part. Like that tripped me out right there, man. Go ahead.
Sir. You know, a lot of folks they fearing the white man for creating harp and whatnot, and
creating what?
Like they say the harp, the satellite that create that seeds the clouds, that it makes rain.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
I wonder if we could use Isaiah 45:7.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
Exactly. He do all these things. That's what. And being in here knowing these scriptures, let's just say it was something they did. And what's that, Matthew 25:17, I'm not mistaken, it tells you the scripture where it says it's going to be plagues.
Right.
So, at the end of the day, it don't even matter how it came. He said it's going to be a plague. A plague is a pandemic. That's what we in right now. No matter how you want to put it, because if they did, let's say if they did make it, it backfired on them. And that's what you got to understand in this truth. You got to understand. Go ahead.
Right, and going with what you're saying, I think also we look at it real spooky-like. That's what people are expecting to see. Like they can't separate it from the. They want to see something. They think it's something magical.
Exactly.
When it could be as simple as the Most High, just like He said, who's going to be the lion spirit that's going to go and do this.
Exactly.
So that spirit could have went, put it on Esau. Esau created something. Esau doesn't want to mess up his own economy.
Exactly.
But if they do it, the Most High put it on them to do it.
He did it. So that way, and it backfired to a point where we probably won't ever really recover from this. It's gonna be that bad. So let's just say if he did, hey, the Most High still working, and that's the most important thing. And that's what's gonna help people understand. Don't get caught up in that 5G conspiracy. The white man is the devil, and just understand that, and that he is against us. It's our number one thing we're supposed to do. Give me 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. This is our main thing when it comes to them. What we got to remember, we got to be doing. This what we got to do. Because they do so much stuff to throw us off because they know who our God is. We got to pay attention to that stuff and not get caught up and not. It's to the point now where even in that conversation, you don't want to let that stuff, you want to interject the truth in one conversation when you're talking to people. Somebody let me know when you got it. All right.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
So when they say a falling away, what does it mean?
When we separate. Salaki, sir. When we separate.
Yeah, a little bit, give me a little more.
Also, Salaki, sir, if I may, once Israel recognizes who they are and the man of sin is revealed.
Exactly. That's exactly what that scripture is talking about. When it's saying that, it's talking about we have to reveal to our people that our oppressor is the devil. The people that's running over us is not no man under the ground with horns in his head. That's who the devil is. That's the representation of Satan. That's who he uses to oppress us. It's our fault we right there, and it's our job to get us about it. Go ahead.
They know that too.
Exactly.
That's why when they cartoon draw him up or when they doing movies, what's he look like? He's red. Red.
Exactly.
They're red.
They red.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They try to put that on the Gadites. You know what I'm saying they're the red man. Which was a damn lie. Exactly.
And that's the key. They do know it. That's a heavy point. They know what they're doing. They know the whole concept behind it. That's why they call themselves white. Because they know they called ourselves red, and they associating that with devil, it would have been too obvious. That's another subtle form of them getting by with that. Go ahead.
So, sir, to turn to the 5G, can we use Romans 1:25?
Go ahead. What is it?
Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator?
Exactly. And that's what it is. You're giving these people so much power of like making the rain and all this stuff right there when it's the Most High. Even if you can trace it back to a person, the Most High put that spirit on that man. It's always going to lead back to them. That's the part people forget about. It always leads back to them. They the center of it every time. You can't think of nothing that went on they didn't have their hands in. And that's the part you got to recognize that that's your enemy. Whoever's behind that, he know who you are. He know what he got to do to keep his legacy going. And they think they can really fight against this. Like Amalek and them, and the Jewish guys, their mindset is, we can win this. They feel like they can actually win the battle. So they're gonna go all out to the end to keep you from understanding that. They're gonna give you whatever you need for your destruction. That's how they work. It's not gonna be they sitting all the way over there in Israel, but they got their kingdom over there, and they got people over here that's doing things daily to throw us off. Go ahead.
It's like I said, it's heavy talking about that they're going to do what they can, because there's these battles that are going on where you have our people who don't know who they are, and then you have the other nations that don't know who they are, but within them there are a lot that do.
That do.
So the ones that do, they're at battle with us. They're at battle with the I.S.U.P.K.
Exactly.
And that's major. So
exactly.
We're looking at that. There's a battle that's going on back and forth where everyone else is just walking around blind. And you can see that the scripture is coming too, because none of this is ever ended.
Yeah.
It said that the scripture says that they will have a perpetual hatred for you.
Exactly.
And that perpetual hatred, they're going to continue to make sure that the name of Israel is no more.
Exactly.
So that it's like a constant thing that we're seeing, but the ones that we're trying to wake up haven't caught on to that yet.
It's so many avenues for them to look at. Like you got the Muslims over here, you got the conscious community, you got the atheists. It's so many different stuff. That's what's the bad part about America. It's free. You know what I'm saying? It's too free to where they think they got all these different books to read. They skipped the one book that was made specifically for you. Somebody lied and said King James was a white homo and destroyed millions. You know what I'm saying? He wrote the Bible. Shakespeare did this and that, and you know it's just chaos. And that's what makes it so hard for us. We got to get them to even look in the book right now and understand this stuff talking about you. This stuff talking about why you in the condition. This is the only book that you can use. And these laws, statutes, and commandments is no hocus pocus. It's how you build a nation. It's how they built their nation. They did not get around this. What's that scripture I was looking for? It's when they make a law unto themselves. They use that stuff in their constitution. It said they follow the law, but when they do it, they're doing it unto themselves.
Yeah, right.
I think that's in some in Romans or something. Go ahead.
In the Constitution, we still only 3/5 of a man.
Exactly. So it was all for them.
All for them.
Yeah, it was all for their benefit. Cause they the monsters. They had to put that thou shalt kill into the benefit themselves. Cause it would be a different president every other week probably. It would be a different king. Cause they'd kill each other off. Cause they animals. I'll read verse 4 for me.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh?
How does he do it? They say he exalted himself above all that's God. When they say that, what is talking about?
Basically, he puts himself in a position to be God. He creates his own laws. He creates his own images. He's created himself as being superior.
Exactly. That's a good point. Because what he does is basically what we were just talking about. These people are so caught up in him making rain, making a pandemic. That's how he's doing. He's setting himself up to where our people are so lost and so broken down and destroyed mentally. We give them that much credit to where you let them affect your mindset to that point. What you been say?
Sir, can we use Obadiah 1 and 4?
Go ahead, read it.
Obadiah 1 verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Exactly, and that eagle lets you know exactly what it's talking about. That's America right there. They so blatant with the stuff they put in our face. If you're not in this truth, you don't understand that. They got that from this scripture.
Yeah.
They know that, and they put that on their dollar. And that, to me, that's just like we gonna put it in your face. You ain't gonna read it. You ain't gonna read this book. You're not gonna figure it out. To me, that pissed me off. I want and a lot of people don't want to hear that. You know, what did you say?
Salaki, that's heavy because that's also in Isaiah 14. When it says that exalt themselves as an eagle. And also how they put stuff in the book. What they say the best way to hide something from a nigga?
That's right.
Yeah, in the book.
Put it in the book.
Yeah, and a lot of times you'll hear people say that they gave us the Bible and stuff like that. When the truth was, the Bible was the only book they didn't want to read. If you look into it, they got mad when you read the Bible. You can read a blueprint. They let slaves read blueprint because he wanted to sit there and figure out how he wanted to be or something. They'll teach how to read that. They did not want them to read their book, and the only book they did let them read was what they called the slave Bible. It with nothing but the New Testament in it, and that's what they did. So if our people just take the time to look into this stuff, we won't get fooled so easily. But we just go off TV, what Tyrone said, because he sounds smarter, he got straight A's, and you got to realize the people that's in the world. You got people like when I was talking to my brother's intelligent when it comes to politics, making business moves. He's perfect in that. But if you still talking about simple stuff like the devil and the laws, he's like you're talking to a child. So that scripture that we pulled out in Corinthians where it said gonna make the wise of the world seem foolish, it's foolishness to us because we with the Most High.
Yeah, right.
So to them, it sounds crazy. To us, it sounds like that's the level we on with our people right now. We got to try to figure out to get them over here. Go ahead.
It's like Yahanna said, he who have eyes, let him see. Who have ears, let him hear.
Exactly. And sometimes, like I said, we got to realize that he might not want them right now. He might not ever want them.
Yeah, right.
They may just be meant to be a citizen. Everybody's not meant to rule. And that's sometimes that we have to, when dealing with family, I guess it said give them 3 admonishments. When you try to work with them sometimes, don't drive yourself crazy. Yeah. Because it's not, some of them are meant to be, they don't mean they're going to get killed. He may spare them and they'll be a civilian. You know, everybody's not meant to do the stuff that we're going to be doing.
So like I got that.
Go ahead.
Romans 2 and 14 about the law unto themselves.
Go ahead, yeah.
All right, Romans chapter 2 verse 14. For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these, having not the law, are a law unto themselves.
Exactly. That mean they doing it for themselves. They're doing it for their own personal reason. That's what their whole Constitution is. Most of that stuff in that Constitution, they got bases of that from the scriptures. So they did that so they could protect themselves, or they can sign. They had their own government. That's why they call it the judicial system. They got it from the Jews. You see what I'm saying?
That's heavy.
That's why they did that. They stole that from us and put it in their words. They can have their own rules. And like if you're not looking into that, you'll think, okay, they so small, they can. But no, they not. Right? They hadn't done nothing but steal, kill, and make a patent. They great at making patents. You create something, they're gonna stamp their name on it and say, hey, that's ours. That's what they do.
Damn right.
And you won't even realize that. Like I just said, Bill Gates, he put a patent on a virus.
Damn right.
What kind of wicked person you got to be to put a patent on a virus, man? I mean, that joke gonna get paid off. Anything created behind that, he get money off of it.
Damn right.
He didn't invent it, but he had the damn wicked mind to say, okay, hopefully, this is a pandemic is gonna happen, and I'm gonna control it.
Damn right.
Who thinks about shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who none of our minds will work to say, I'm gonna put a patent on something that's killing people.
It's the devil.
It's the devil. You know what I'm saying? And when you break it down to that simple, how they work, that's how they work, man. They just cunning hunters. That's when they said about Esau. Say he was a cunning hunter. That's how they do us right now. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be so slick to the point. You like, that's why you cannot slip. That's why that scripture in Revelation it said that door to get in the kingdom is so tight and narrow. If you got all this broad room to move around, you're not gonna get in because you're gonna be caught up in so much stuff. You gotta stay on that tight narrow. It's a I gotta paraphrase it. I can't remember. It says so. It's fire on the right side and brimstone on the left. It's like you cannot. That's why we strive to be perfect in here. That's why we gonna have to get on people about if we think you breaking the law, we got to get on you about it. We have to chastise you and make you a better man because we want you to be on that path, path with us. And that's the most important part about these laws and understanding. It's not the time to be messing up. We've gotten all the grace we gonna get. The grace period, as far as I'm concerned, ran out. And it's gonna get a whole lot worse before it gets a whole lot better. Definitely with that right there. We finished that Thessalonians.
Salaki, sir.
There's
still a portion of it that needs to be read.
All right, finish that for me.
So that he, as Yahweh, sitteth in the temple of Yahweh.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, how does he sit in the temple? Anybody? Go ahead.
Are you referring to Cesar Brazil?
That's a good one. That's a very good one. That picture right there stuck in our brain for years. Whether you believed in Christ or not, they put that picture out there and it set a ripple effect on our people. Our fathers didn't want to really believe it, or he did believe it too much. And even when I came in the truth, that like it takes a while to get that off your brain. That visual picture, when you see it, that's why I try not to say the word Jesus, because it's like that word and that brain is locked it in our brain for so long. You know what I'm saying? They knew what they was doing, but they knew we was a visual people. And that's exactly what they did. And that's why every time something goes on, like even dealing with our women, our children, you have a struggle with them because they'll look up to how they live their life. Like we have a struggle between the black man and the black woman right now because either that man or that woman is trying to live a white life. They're trying to get into that white man's heaven. They're trying to get over to that point instead of taking care of each other. And that's what's going on with the black household. That's why integration was such a horrible thing of us trying to migrate into their world instead of building our own. And that was a real heavy thing right there. Any questions about that? Go ahead.
So can we use, because we were just saying that, they crafty. Can we use Proverbs 24 and 2?
Read that for me.
Proverbs 24 verse 2. Mm-hmm. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief.
Oh yeah, definitely. They sit around plotting on you. That's basically what they do. They sit around plotting on you. That's the only way they're gonna survive. Right. They can't play a fair game with us, so they'll lose easily. It wouldn't even, right. it wouldn't even be a competition. If they had to sit down and go physical, they go blow for blow, and we get the same resources they get, they will lose. And more power to them. They had their fun, but it's coming to an end now. Our main job is to stay with these laws. Keep it that simple. Go over the laws. You can literally look it up. Look up the laws to make sure you're not messing up. Go over them it tells you to look at these on a regular basis. That's the most important part. That's the law is the life of the Bible. Somebody can say everything else they want. They can call it a fable. I believe everybody was in there. Somebody else don't have to, but they got to understand that those laws, that's the life. That's how you're going to survive. That's an instruction manual to get to the kingdom. Don't try to go too far beyond that. Focus on that. Focus on following the law. That's the good part about coming in here. You follow that law, say come on, one come. And you're going to be good to go. If you think too hard on it, it'll destroy you. Because our minds is our biggest issue. That's why he had to put them laws on Adam, put him to sleep. Because before putting the laws on Adam, let you know that any man can be taught these laws. But without these laws, we may do 613 laws. You may do 600 of them right. You will burn for them other 13. You'll burn for one. It said not one jot, not one tittle. So that's the part you want to daily look at. Look into the laws. Make sure you're not breaking. Even if you can't actually do it, look at the spirit of their law. His laws in there simple as bathing. We had to make a law. Let's think about that. He had to put a law in there for being clean. Let you know how uncivilized the world is without us. Think about that. Why would you have to tell somebody? In our mind, that sounds crack. I tell somebody to bathe, but he put that in there because it needed to be put in there. So everything in there got a purpose for building a whole nation. All right. Anybody got any questions? All right. Great class, y'all, and we're gonna close it out with that. Shalom. Hold on.
All right, everybody, get that powerful priest a hand. Great class. I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. June 5th, we have the Feast of First Fruits. If anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, men of Israel, Amajim, which means to stand. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the men. Barak. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah Barakathon. What we just said is Most High in Christ bless you. Slaki. Yazmatah, hands down. We're going to turn and give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sar. Majim Shabbat. Majim. Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. What we just said is the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Hands down. Class dismissed.
Excellent class, sir.
Appreciate it. You know how to turn it up.
You know how to do it. Don't log out.